So, the question for today is, what's it going to look like to actually race in the first summer post-pandemic? Well, I've decided to chronicle this weekend's race, and if you're interested in seeing how it went, stay right here. But if this is your first time to my channel, please, down below, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, and get ready for some more really great information. Hey, welcome back, folks. And a couple months ago, I made a video about what COVID was going to look like in 2021 with Triathlon Racing. This is kind of a follow-up video, and I decided that with this race coming up this weekend, I'm racing a 70.3 in Clermont, Florida. Races are starting back up. Got information Ohio's opening up, got information the rest of the country, a lot of things are opening up. But so far, the only thing that I've done different is pack this handful of masks. So here we go. We're ready to head on off to Clermont, Florida, and I'm off. This is literally about 45 minutes out from the race venue. I was on my way to race this event 1 year ago on this weekend when I got the notification that the race was canceled due to COVID, and that started my 2020 COVID journey. So right now we're calling this the beginning of our 2021 recovery summer from COVID. And we've arrived at Clermont. We've got a pretty good ridge line in the center of the state, and that's where this week's race is at. So I really love this place. It's hilly. Arrived at my Airbnb, unpacked all my stuff, and at this point it really doesn't feel any different than any other race weekend. Hey, so here I am at the race venue for, I guess, what would probably be in this whole journey the first time I'm going to run into changes from 2019's racing to 2021 racing. Pretty good crowd here right at the beginning of check-in. And I'm going to head up there and see what happens. So a quick look. It looks like there's a pretty good crowd. People are staying social distanced, but masks look like about a 50-50 at this point. Just a quick look at what no contact check-in looks like. The no contact check-in, they're just looking at your USAT and your driver's license so that rather than grabbing them out of your hand and checking them. Slocum, 22. Okay, right through there. For the Intimidator, Slocum, S-L-O-C-U-M.
John?
Yep.
John? 189.
189. Thank you, sir.
That's your shirt and all your goodies.
So, I believe that's pretty much what a typical race check-in will be looking like this year. Social distance, dots on the floor, masks, and quick in and out. Just a little tiny bit of change from your regular. So I've made it here to Clermont Waterfront Park. I'm getting ready for my practice swim. Got my wetsuit ready. Gonna hit the water. Water temperature is about 72 degrees. For the practice swim, nothing really different than any other race, any other time. Walk down here to the swim start area. So what you can see, something that they've changed, and this is changed even from the last time we raced here. They have set up the chute with cones set 6 feet apart, six feet apart. This is a mass start, but what they do is each person lines up on their cone, and when they say go, you go off into the water. There will be buckets set right at the water line where you'll be able to drop your mask as you enter into the water. Well, good morning, everybody. It's race morning. Time to start heading over the transition area. It's going to be a little chilly to start, but it's supposed to get up into about 80 before the end of the race. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck, and here we go. We're off and racing. Hey, so good morning, everybody. It's race morning. I'm sitting here. I'm getting ready to get my bike ready to go. Took a walk up the transition to see what kind of COVID precautions are happening. It looked like about 75% of the racers are wearing their masks. The other ones, you know, it's going to be about what you're going to see. The transition looks ready to go. I'm going to get my bike ready right here and head on up the transition. See you there.
Numbers on your bike?
Yeah.
So it's time to play, time to get set up for transition. Like I say, looking around, I'd say 75% are paying attention to social distancing, 25% are just going about their race just like any other race. The wall. I'll set this so you can see the angle. There you go. That's level. Yeah, so Sugarloaf's behind me. On to the rest of the race. And I get the race with an Ironman legend. Woo! Good job, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I found the man, the myth, the legend, been putting on races here in Clermont for 38 years. So this guy right here will know exactly what it took to put on a race post-COVID. Fred, was there any permitting problems?
It was, I think we ironed out the majority of the problems, produced our plan and showed the city and the county that we could put on a safe event, social distancing. So it made it a little bit easier going on. The athletes are it's harder to get the athletes to abide by the plan.
But now, was there added expense in post-COVID versus before?
You know, with the initial cost of creating, the COVID stuff when we had purchased masks, lots of masks, our sanitizing stations and all new signage, lot of PR work too, trying to keep athletes happy, which is still a major problem. You know, athletes that want to defer to 2022 because they're still afraid to race with COVID. And going into this race, I mean, we had almost 600 athletes defer over to this race, which means you still have all the expenses, but you basically have 600 people that didn't pay any entry fee. So you don't have that, you know, the funds that you would normally have to pay, you know, the $15,000 in police and stuff like that. So it's definitely a little bit more challenging financially too.
Well, Fred, we want to thank you for putting on the race, for stepping out there and being the man, the myth, and the legend. Fred Sommer, thank you very much, Fred, and I'll be back and see you at the GFT.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
So there you have it. The Intimidator's in the books. For me, that's 70.3, number 12, and Triathlon, number 90. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what it was like to race post-COVID. To be honest with you, it wasn't much different than before, other than the fact that we had some really good social distancing in the check-in. We had some decent social distancing in the transition area. But in all, I would have to say that the best part was the social distance racking. I can get really used to the fact that the bikes are farther apart. That needs to stay, though it won't. There's no wetsuit strippers. Don't count on wetsuit strippers in 2021. The aid stations, the volunteers are not touching your stuff. They're setting it on the tables. That's fine. Finish line, they handed you your medal. They didn't put it around your neck. The food afterwards was no touch. I'm gonna have to say, guys, racing post-COVID is going to be very much like racing pre-COVID, with a few little caveats here and there. Oh yeah, and masks. Masks were great all the way up until the point the race was over. By that point, like Fred said in the interview, the racers were over it. They were not following the social distancing. So it's up to us, the racer, to follow the social distancing rules. Guys, I had a great time. I'm really tired. I got a long drive home. Check out these videos right here for more from jscoachingsystems.com. Coach John, boom, I'm out.